What is up, guys? My name is Darren Jackson. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I kind of want to take a little break from the Torchlight metamaterials talk, even though I am fully aware of the new relationships I've been able to build with these videos from you guys as new subscribers and the views I've gotten, and how we're making this small YouTube channel just a little bit bigger. So I really want to say thank you guys so much. Yet again, I know I've said this a few times, but you guys have no idea how much this means to me. And we're definitely going to continue with the Torchlight talk. And hopefully we can continue building these relationships with other talks, stock related, and anything investment related based off any of the questions that you guys may have or any of the recommendations you guys may have. So speaking of those recommendations, in today's video, I wanted to talk about a new company that I've actually had a couple of people on my comment section recommend me talk about. That company is called Carnegie Clean Energy Limited. So let's get started. So for starters, what is CETO Clean Energy? As you can base off the title, you can correctly assume that CETO Clean Energy deals with renewable energy. What they specifically do is they take the force emitted by the waves in the ocean and use that to convert it into renewable energy, primarily and predominantly electricity. More specifically, they use what's called their CETO technology. And by the way, guys, CETO does not stand for anything. I looked for a lot to figure that out. It's actually based on a Greek sea goddess, I believe. So that's where that cool name comes from. The CETO technology, it's basically this buoy, and it looks like it has a couple of tentacles under it. And how I believe it specifically works is that the magnitude by the force emitted by the waves in the ocean will impact those tentacles, and it will drive the machinery inside the CETO tech in a circular motion that will create a system called the PTO system, or the power takeoff system, which will then create and distribute the renewable energy, which in this case is electricity, which I think is really cool. If you go on their website and you go on the CETO technology section, they're actually addressing a lot of benefits that come with the technology, a lot of concerns that people may have about the technology with it being in the ocean. They want to pretty much build that trust. And one of the first things, and one of the top things that they talk about, is the fact that they have over 10,000 hours of product testing and product application with it. So again, they can basically build that trust predominantly with certain things such as the efficiency, which is something I'm going to talk about throughout this video in different ways. They also mention how it's very scalable. It has a high potential of being a whole infrastructure in many parts of the world, and the fact that it is submersible, so it's not going to have any visual impact, and also how it is very safe to marine life. So they're not building technology that can have a negative impact on the animals in the water. So for all you fish lovers out there, according to them, you have absolutely nothing to worry about, which is a good thing. So typically, whenever I look into a new company that somebody recommends me to invest into, or for the sake of this YouTube channel, at least talk about, I want to at least look at 3 different things that would make me really interested into actually investing into it. When it comes to talking about with you guys, I don't want to talk about a company that I personally feel like has no future or is a scam or anything like that, because we're in this investing journey together, and the last thing I want to do is give you false information or waste your time. And again, with the purpose of investing into a company, I want to at least find 3 different things that make me really interested in putting money towards it. And with this company, I definitely found 3 things. The first reason why I'm really interested into investing into this company is actually a software that they have that works in parallel with the CETO technology, and that is called the ML wave indicator. So with this technology, you got to keep in mind, it's going to be submerged underwater, and throughout the course of its life, it's going to be impacted by different magnitudes of waves and resulting in different outputs of electricity. The last thing you want is this CETO technology to be overpowered when it's only going to be impacted by a small magnitude of waves. You definitely don't want to decrease the efficiency. See, there we go with that word. You want to keep it pretty much the same. With that being said, the ML wave indicator's primary purpose is to be able to use a lot of analytics and algorithms to therefore be able to predict the next wave or the upcoming waves and their magnitude for up to 30 seconds into the future, which again should help increase the efficiency of this entire CETO technology, which is really cool. However, even though this software should be very beneficial when it comes to this technology, it itself may not be as efficient or could be improved. So with that being said, they've actually been able to be assisted in a 5-year, $50 million contract or grant with Microsoft. And that makes a lot of sense because Bill Gates is definitely going to put his hand in a lot of different baskets that he feels like are going to be really popular, really important in the future. And it's really beneficial for Carnegie because they're given the opportunity to have Microsoft's developers be able to assist them with that technology to make it more efficient, especially when it's trying to predict waves up to 30 seconds into the future, which is really important and probably really difficult. Again, when it comes to technology like this is something that Bill Gates really wants to put his hands on because he knows renewable energy is definitely the future and it's definitely really popular. And that leads me to reason number 2 on why I'm really interested in investing into this company, and that's the popularity of renewable energy. So aside from the fact that the current administration is really heavy on making sure companies are doing their part on making this world a cleaner place, renewable energy is something that's really important for a lot of companies, and they know they're going to make a lot of money off of it. There are companies out there like Apple and Tesla that are pledging that they're going to be zero net emission by 2030 or 2040 or 2050. You have other companies I've talked about in the past like Hyliion with their hybrid Class 8 electric vehicles, and eventually they're fully electric vehicles. And then recently you have Torchlight, which is combining with a company that's kind of in the renewable energy resource, being Metamaterials, since their primary source of application is their nanotech or their nanoweb film, which can manipulate different types of light, including sunlight, which is reusable. All that makes sense, and it shows the popularity of renewable energy, and Carnegie's all about that. And we've already kind of perfected different types of renewable energy aspects, such as turbines, which use wind energy, and solar panels, which uses sunlight and solar energy. So considering the fact that we have the ocean, which makes up about 70% of our planet, that can be used as another form of renewable energy, this whole aspect makes a lot of sense. Now, the third reason why I'm interested in this company is something that Carnegie is starting to work on, and that's the application of using hydrogen in their fuel to be able to produce electricity. So there was actually an article made pretty previously about their CETO technology being applied to vessels and other large ships, and the whole ultimate purpose is to use that similar CETO technology to create that electricity to power these vessels. One of the things they briefly mentioned is the addition of hydrogen. And that's pretty important. There are a lot of companies out there that have been trying to apply hydrogen fuel cells or working on it, like a long time ago with Nikola Motors. And the whole aspect of hydrogen fuel is really important. It has a lot of pros and some cons with it, which makes me really interested. For starters, hydrogen is either one of the most or the most abundant element ever. So that pretty much means it's one of the most, if not the most accessible element in our entire world, considering that you can get it using the electrolysis process from water, or you can get it from natural gas. It's everywhere. Also, the world shouldn't ever run out of hydrogen, especially considering it's needed because it's used to make water and natural gas. That's primarily what the world's made of. So it's something that's in of heavy abundance. But one of the things I really feel like we can be concerned about, at least out the gate, is another form of its efficiency yet again. Now, even though ideally hydrogen fuel cell is something that could be really beneficial, especially because it's already positively looked on, a lot of companies are trying to do it, the process isn't as efficient because, if I'm correct, building a hydrogen fuel cell at the moment is fairly expensive. It's something that's still fairly new in comparison to like you producing electricity with coal. This is something really new. So eventually, we're gonna have to work on creating technology that is a lot cheaper and just as efficient in creating these outputs. In the meantime, that's one thing we're gonna have to look out for. But ultimately, I am a fan already of Carnegie Energy, and it's definitely a company that I wanna invest into. Speaking of investing into, it is a penny stock since it's less than $1 and its market cap is going to be less than a specific amount that would make it a penny stock. But because it's a penny stock, it's not going to be available in a lot of applications. So you're not going to find it on popular apps like Public. You're not going to find it on Robinhood. You will find it on Webull, but you cannot invest into it, or at least when I pulled it up, I could invest into it. One brokerage app that you can for sure invest into it, because I was able to find it and start the investment process, is Fidelity. But it looks like when you try to invest it through Fidelity, if you haven't yet, you're gonna have to go through agreements on understanding that you're about to invest into a penny stock and the issues that could come with investing into a penny stock. And because you can invest into it through Fidelity, you might be able to assume that you can invest into it through TD Ameritrade and other companies like E-Trade. Make sure you guys leave comments below to make sure that I'm correct in all that, because I don't have either other brokerage, I just have Fidelity, but let me know. But speaking of let me know what you guys think about Carnegie Clean Energy Limited. Let me know if you guys feel like it's a long-term hold, if it's a company that you guys are really interested in, if you guys are interested in any of the products that they may have or what they have planned for in the future, or if there's something you feel like that I've said wrong, or you know I've said wrong, you want to correct me, please do that, because we got to make sure we're all in sync on this investing journey. And speaking of this investing journey, make sure you guys watch some of these other videos that I hope helps you guys out on your journey as they have in mine. I do appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, take care.